Live corners are a fast and easy way to manipulate corner points in Illustrator to change their shape. You can easily create complex shapes from simple paths, so let me show you some quick examples and then you can get started working on your own projects. First, I'm going to show you how live corners work on a square. When you first switch to the direct selection tool, that's the white arrow, all of the corners are going to be selected. So when you click and drag the live corner widgets, it's going to manipulate them all at once. All of them are going to be pulled equally. If you just want to manipulate one, you can just click the one and then click and drag. Or you can click off the shape and click the corner that you want. If you want to manipulate multiple points at once, all you have to do is hold down the Shift key and then click and drag until the corner radius is what you want. So as you can see, manipulating different points at once can give you different effects. But one thing you want to keep in mind is that if you're working on multiple points at once, the maximum achievable radius will be limited by the location of the adjacent anchor point. That's these corner points here. So if I'm just manipulating this one corner, it can go all the way to the next anchor points before it turns red. If you're manipulating more than one point at once, that radius is a lot smaller. So it's a little hard to visualize on this example, but in more complex shapes, things might be less evenly distributed. So you'll have different options. So as you can see, this could go a lot further if I'm only manipulating that one and then I manipulate this one. If I'm manipulating them together, we're limited by the point at which they intersect. Well, not intersect, but bump into each other. Okay, for some reason my audio cut out, so now I have to switch to an awkward voiceover. But anyway, back to our square. You can also change the style of corners that you want. You can do this by double clicking, and in the dialog box you have multiple options. So your first one is your rounded corner, you have an inverted round, and you have a chamfer. Okay, so you can also hold the Alt or Option key and click, and you can cycle through. There are a lot of fun things you can do with this. So if you go back to your inverted round corner and, oh, they're not all selected. This is where I have to select them all and bring them all in together. You get a nice little sparkle shape. And the great thing about live corners is that they are non-destructive, so you can change them back as you need to. The exception is when you manipulate a point after you use your live corner. You can see there that the live corner that I had previously is gone. It's been replaced by that new point. The ones that are still there, you can still manipulate them, but this shape is pretty much unrecoverable. You can't return it to what it was other than by undoing. Other than that, there's a lot of fun things you can do that are really easy and simple. So if I were to take a regular star, a 5-pointed star, and select the outer points, I could bring those corners in and create a cute little puffy star rather than your standard pointy star. Alternatively, I can also use the star tool to do something a little bit different. So here I'm just going to deselect the inner points by using the direct selection tool and holding the Shift key. And then I can bring those outer points in, and I end up with a little flower cloud type shape. I can also do more complex things like make a bottle out of a bunch of rectangles. So here I'm just creating my components. going to align these. Using the pen tool, I'm going to add a point. Manipulate that a little bit. Join them using the Pathfinder tool. And it's actually a little long, so I'm going to raise it up a bit. And here I have to be a little bit careful about which points I'm going to select at the same time, because when I select them together, they're going to be manipulated equally. So I want to make sure that they are sort of congruent. So I'm going to start with the bottom two, round off the bottom of that bottle. Then I'm going to select the shoulder points. And I want to remember that I need to leave room for this neck rounding area because it can only go until I hit that next anchor point. And this part is a little bit of a struggle for me because I neglected to zoom in at first. Right, so I still had the other points selected when I did that. So you can see a little better. Now I'm going to select these two outer points and the same on the other side, manipulate them all together, and round off that bottle lip. And here we have our finished bottle shape. So it's a very simple process, very easy. It's a lot of fun to take these tools in Illustrator and figure out what they can allow you to do. So really the sky is the limit. So now the fun part is going out, experimenting, and seeing what in your imagination you can make come to life. So I hope this was helpful. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for watching. Bye.